Today, we are going to talk about how sorcerers and the entities that they work for and with strive to separate a person from their success. And so, the whole point of this type of magic is to separate a person from their success so that whatever sorcerer is doing the work will benefit from the loss and the misfortune that the person being targeted is experiencing. And this type of magic is primarily done through a direct attack on the third eye and the solar plexus chakra. These are two very important chakras when it comes to successfully fulfilling the kind of terms and conditions of our destiny. Now, of course, all of the chakras are important, but let me explain why the third eye and the solar plexus are so important to destiny work and why they are so heavily targeted once spiritual warfare has been launched on a person's destiny. So for people who are not aware, the chakras work in pairs. So when one of these chakras is attacked, a partnering chakra is also directly affected. The third eye and the solar plexus chakras are pairs. The solar plexus energy is life force energy. It is the energy that brings us fire and motivation and discipline and willpower to get things done. And the third eye chakra is the chakra of higher vision. So our third eye chakra is how we see and know exactly what we need to be working towards, exactly what our destinies are, exactly what our success should look like. And then the solar plexus chakra gives us the fire and the willpower to pull the vision down from the third eye, from the spiritual realm to the earth, right? So what sorcerers will essentially do to block and separate a person from success is attach spirits, entities, and or some type of spell work onto the solar plexus chakra. As we discussed, no matter which one they choose to attack, it's automatically going to affect the other chakra. Usually, how I often see it is that entities like to attach to the lower chakras. But I have also definitely seen astral parasites and spirits that latch onto and around the head as well. Around the temple, the top of the head, and especially right over the forehead, which is where the third eye power emanates from. It all just depends on the nature of the spirit and the nature of the spell work. When a spirit latches itself onto a person's third eye chakra, it is going to act as a veil between them and the spirit world, which is going to directly affect their future because they can't even envision or imagine a life different from the one that they are living if their third eye chakra is blocked. And if they are already dealing with a lot of spiritual warfare and delay and stagnancy, then that's all they're going to be able to perceive and see because they've been cut off from higher psychic visions. Another thing that will happen if a spirit has latched itself onto the third eye is that the spirit will feed that person illusions. That spirit will show the person negative visions of the future, negative visions of their life, so that all visions of the future that the person has is automatically negative. The issue with this is that it's not true. It is an illusion. So a person can also get caught up in spiritual illusions if there is a negative or malevolent spirit attached to the third eye. And if a spirit is attached to a person's third eye, they will likely experience things like blocked or limited dreaming abilities, seeing only darkness when you close your eyes and meditate, like you can't get pictures or visions of things when you meditate. So now let's talk about blockages, spell work, or entities that attach to the solar plexus chakra. When an entity attaches to the solar plexus, because we've already talked about the fact that the solar plexus chakra is life force energy. It is the energy of willpower itself, meaning like your solar plexus is like your battery that keeps the whole body working and going. So when an entity attaches to that point, they're going to eat up all the energy that's there. So when we're thinking about depression, we're thinking about solar plexus blockages. When we're thinking about lack of motivation, that's solar plexus blockages. Because solar plexus energy is warrior energy, When there is an entity attached or eating up the energy of the solar plexus, a person may feel like the opposite of a warrior. They may feel like a victim. That warrior energy is going to be blocked. They may feel powerless. They may feel helpless. So now, of course, because we never talk problems without talking solutions, let's talk about what a person should do if they are in this situation of experiencing blockages that are directly affecting their ability to manifest success in their life. So the primary thing that should be done should be to focus on unblocking the chakra points, because these are our energy centers. It's how we literally get the energy to move through life and know exactly what energy should be applied to what situations. So the simplest solutions is going to be a task of cleansing the chakras. So take a handful of salt, hold it directly to the third eye and to the solar plexus, and let it stay there until you start to feel the energy clearing around you. Usually, I would say anywhere between 10 to 30 seconds, you will begin to feel the energy being cleared and kind of regenerated. This can be Himalayan salt, this can be sea salt, this can be regular old table salt. You can also work with a good essential oil like rosemary, peppermint, and especially castor oil. Rub the oil that you feel the most called to around the temples, the forehead, the solar plexus, etc. You can also mix the salts and the oil together and place them on the points. Depending on the depth of your situation, you may need to do this for 3 days. You may need to do this for a week. You may need to do this on a regular basis. Because we know also that what is going on internally in the body can affect the chakra points as well. You can consume particular herbs to activate the solar plexus chakra, particularly things like fresh ginger. You can begin to take ginger shots in the morning or a few times throughout the day to reactivate and bring the fire back into the body. For the third eye, I would recommend fresh peppermint tea leaf and dream herb teas. As always, there is no one size fits all solution for spiritual attack, because the nature of the spell, how it was sent, who casted it, what spirits are involved in executing the spell, all determine what the spiritual remedy is. So if you'd like to find out what types of spells or spirits may be influencing your life and the particular remedy for your specific spiritual situation, I would highly invite you to book a one-on-one session with me using the link in the pinned comments below. And if today's conversation taught you something valuable, please know that the Patreon is where I go much deeper into spiritual teachings that may very well offer you the missing piece of information to the spiritual situation that may be puzzling you. May peace and bliss be upon every viewer of this video who thoroughly and genuinely wishes peace and bliss upon me. Ashe.